those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30-plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. The producer signed up to be an executive producer. That's it. As the time progressed in this film, she decided she wanted to be a producer. She started to make hits. She wanted to be part of the editing.
In the latest chapter of Hollywood's ongoing legal saga, Blake Lively has found herself thrust into the spotlight of a courtroom drama that could rival any of her on-screen roles. The actress, famous for her poised and polished persona, reportedly lost her temper with her own legal team, following a string of blunders that only added to the chaos of an already tumultuous case.
This footage, which appears in the finished version film It Ends With Us, only in this brief slow-motion montage, appears to show the two stars discussing how to play the scene as they slow dance. Baldoni's team says the 3 takes of this scene, reportedly shot in May 2023, show that what took place on set doesn't match claims of sexual harassment. Lively made an illegal complaint last month. According to the complaint, while filming a slow dance scene, Baldoni was, quote, caressing Miss Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles. In the raw footage released by the director's attorney, the two stars could be heard talking about production details while playing to the camera as a couple in love. The complaint says Baldoni, quote, dragged his lips from her ear and down to her neck, said, "It smells so good." Baldoni's representative stated the take proves it didn't happen.
Well, it's not bad. It's good body.
Lively's legal team firing back in a statement, quote, Justin Baldoni and his lawyer may hope that this latest stunt will get ahead of the damaging evidence against him. The video itself is damning. Lively's representatives say that the footage corroborates her account of what happened, arguing that it shows Baldoni, quote, attempting to kiss her, kissing her forehead, rubbing his face and mouth against her neck, flicking her lip with his thumb, caressing her, telling her how good she smells, and talking with her out of character, adding that no woman should have to take defensive measures to avoid being touched by their employer without their consent.
What began as a simple legal dispute quickly descended into a tangled web of accusations, counterclaims, and courtroom missteps. Just when it seemed things couldn't get any more dramatic, Blake Lively's legal team somehow made matters worse. Now, instead of concentrating on her case against Justin Baldoni, Lively finds herself grappling with her own lawyer's blunders. In the midst of a high-profile battle, the courtroom has transformed into a stage where reputations are on the line, alliances are falling apart, and an unpredictable legal showdown leaves everyone wondering if justice will prevail or if it's all just a spectacle.
The war between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has now escalated into a full-blown legal battle. Both stars suing each other over a tangled web of claims that revolve around their collaboration in the 2024 film It Ends With Us. Lively, known for her roles in Gossip Girl and A Simple Favor, claims that Baldoni, the film's director, tried to destroy her career through a smear campaign and she brought forth allegations of sexual harassment and a hostile work environment against him. On the flip side, Baldoni says Lively went too far by exerting control over production, threatening to withhold promotion unless her demands were met. He also argues that she falsely portrayed their professional relationship to the public, tarnishing his reputation. And while Lively is suing Baldoni for sexual harassment, retaliation, false light invasion of privacy, among other claims, Baldoni is countering with a defamation and civil extortion lawsuit, claiming that Lively not only made false allegations against him, but weaponized them to force him to comply with her demand.
The legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has all the makings of a Hollywood blockbuster: serious accusations, fierce denials, and a supporting cast adding fuel to the fire. But recently, the real stars of this drama have been Lively's own lawyers. whose constant missteps have turned the entire ordeal into a full-blown disaster.
Moments ago, the judge overseeing their federal case in New York, Judge Lyman, ruled on the former B-list actress's request an additional layer of protection. The unlistenable Blake was not happy with the standard protective order in the case. She wanted an attorney's eyes only designation. And the judge has granted that. Congrats, Taylor Swift. Of the judge's ruling, spokesperson for Delulu said, quote, "Today, the court rejected the Wayfarer party's objections and entered the protections needed to ensure the free flow of discovery material without any risk of witness intimidation or harm any individual security. With this order in place, Ms. Lively will move forward in the discovery process to obtain even more of the evidence that will prove her claims in court."
Courtroom drama began when Lively accused Baldoni of serious misconduct during the filming of It Ends With Us. She claimed the set was a toxic environment, filled with inappropriate behavior that no actor should have to tolerate. However, Baldoni didn't just deny the allegations. He countered with a $400 million defamation lawsuit, dragging Lively's husband Ryan Reynolds into the mess as well. He accused them both of orchestrating a smear campaign to tarnish his reputation, transforming what should have been a straightforward legal dispute into a full
Justin Baldoni followed by an PR takedown from her to cover his own actions before finding out what he did. In the article titled, "We Can Bury More," Blake Lively heroically shared the story and the world on her side because it looked like she was just trying to take down Predator in Hollywood. So Justin Baldoni and his ace lawyer launched an all-cylinder-fire attack into the thing he started by suing the New York Times, saying that article was just published because it was paid for by Ryan Reynolds, and it was a multi-layered scheme planned out by Blake and Ryan to take down Justin. Anything to become knowledge of the mainstream media will lie on behalf of their powerful brands to anyone who pays them off to say firm. So this will be tough because the New York Times has never lost a lawsuit in their life, but it doesn't just release some very piping hot information that seemingly proves that Blake and Ryan Reynolds were leading the New York Times firm.
And here's where Lively's legal team really started to falter. In an effort to protect her privacy, they requested a court order to keep certain documents, including her private messages with celebrity friends, sealed from the public. At first, it seemed like a victory when the judge granted the request. However, there was a catch. Anything presented during the trial could still be made public, meaning those private conversations could ultimately be exposed. So much for damage control.
And release every single text messages between the two of them. We want the truth to be out there. We want the documents to be out there. We want people to make their determination based on receipts.
Justin Baldoni is firing back after Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against the actor, accusing him of unprofessional and sexually inappropriate behavior on the set of It Ends With Us. She also accused him of coordinating a smear campaign.
Was there a coordinated smear campaign to bring down Blake Lively?
100% no.
Baldoni is now suing the New York Times after the paper published a story about Lively's allegations.
Do you plan to sue Blake Lively?
Absolutely.
You will.
Yes.
Baldoni claims that the text messages in Lively's lawsuit were taken out of context or excluded. The New York Times said in a statement that they stand by their reporting and plan to vigorously defend against the lawsuit. Lively said previously that she hopes her suit helps pull back the curtain on these sinister retaliatory tactics to harm people who speak up about